Computer. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming. I'm going to call the meeting to order, the board meeting with the field day committee is also part of this meeting because they were the ones that brought up the issues, and rightly so. I appreciate the very good email, Mike. It very succinctly indicated what you had talked about in the field day committee, as well as what your concerns were and why you wanted to get the board involved. And I think that was exactly the right thing to do. And I think everybody else agrees. You've all seen it. So with that, is there anything further that the field day committee wanted to add to their comments before we actually get into talking about what we want to do? Nope. Okay.
Just one thing, I know there were some updates after we met, but I don't know that they were significant updates.
Updates from the state?
Yeah, from the
Correct.
state.
Okay.
CDC.
Let me find the updates here and I can have them pulled up. Okay, I got them pulled up here. So,
All right. Well, as I see it, basically the state has said that gatherings of 100 or less outdoors are okay with the state as far as COVID-19. Am I articulating that correctly, or am I screwing it up?
that is correct. I will add in that as of sorry, I'm trying to get a date here. Wednesday, May 5th. So I think this took place on the 6th. Masks are generally no longer required for outdoor gatherings of 100 or more people.
Okay. So my feeling in general is that as long as we follow the guidelines from the state, and obviously if that changes between now and then, we'll have to change it for the meeting, that would allow us to have an outdoor field day as we have in the past, with the caveats that if you're in a tent, I would think that masks should be required, other than when you're eating and or talking on the radio, same kind of thing. But that's just my thinking. What's everybody else feel about how we're going to deal with that piece of it?
I agree with the eating. I think with the radio, I would say if you're isolated in the tent, then, you know, it's your preference. But if other people are in there, you should try to wear, you know, you should have a mask on.
And because it is technically indoors, that follows the guideline, and I don't think anybody's going to have a big problem with that. And if you're there and you've got a logger there and that's all that's in the tent, the two of you can decide how you want to handle that.
And I'm trying to find, I have a snippet of the order right now. According to the order, it says anyone who is fully vaccinated and not experiencing symptoms is not required to wear a mask at residential gatherings, including indoors. So,
but this isn't a residential gathering, so
resident.
that doesn't matter.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, and I was reading through that order. It wasn't crystal clear if you're fully vaccinated and someone from not your family is also fully vaccinated, if that then allows both of you to go without masks.
Here's my thinking about vaccinated versus not vaccinated. The South Lyon Area Amateur Radio Club as an entity would have no way to confirm whether somebody was or was not vaccinated. And I don't think that we want to have that be a requirement for anything that happens at one of our gatherings, because we don't have the ability. I mean, okay, so you're going to say, let's see your vaccination card. Well, gee, I didn't get one, or I don't have one, or whatever. I don't want to get into that. I don't think we should get into that. Other comments?
I agree.
Anybody else? You're muted, Mike. You said something and we didn't hear you.
No, I agree with all that.
So whether an individual is vaccinated or not, the expectation is masks are worn if multiple people are in the tent.
That would be my suggestion.
I think that follows the guidelines
Right,
as they are now.
right. And obviously, what we want to do is follow the guidelines. And if they change, then we'll have to change, even if they change the day before. But that's,
And I think going forth with what you say, if they change, I think we should continue with the safest approach, which is what we're deciding now.
right,
And even if they change the day before and they say we could go without them, I would still think that the majority would probably want that to just stay how it is, and then only come back and revisit it if it changes for the worst,
right.
if they get
Yeah.
stricter, you
Yeah.
know.
And as you mentioned, I mean, you're typically only ever having two or maybe three people together, and you can just talk about it
In a tent,
in a tent.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you want to wear masks? Okay, fine, or not, whatever.
right. So the issue of vaccinated or not vaccinated is a non-issue at this event.
Yep, I would agree.
Okay. Okay,
We,
I'm gonna,
we do have the reservation in place for the space for that weekend. I've got the deposit in with the park over there.
okay, good. Yeah, I saw that when you sent that message out. In addition, I think when I send out the message about field day, I'm gonna say, for those of you that want to participate in field day at the field day site, this is what we're doing, okay? And for those of you that don't want to participate and would like to participate from home, we're still allowed to do it like we did last year. So we can have individuals working from their home, and by then we'll have those rules are already here, and I'll include them in the document I send out. But basically, those that work from home or not from the quote SLAARC field day site will follow the rules for people that operate from home. Because I don't want to leave those folks out. I was not able to attend field day last year because of things with mom, but I was able to work I think I worked 100, I got 100 contacts, 50 on one day and 50 on the next, if I remember correctly. And it felt good to get back in and actually make some contacts.
Mhm.
So, and I think a lot of people did that. And is it the same as being at the site? No. But for those that can't be at the site, it's a nice way to still take part in it.
Yep, at least you're on the air.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that we've talked about the major things that we needed to discuss and get everybody's input on and agreement. And I think we are in agreement with what we've come up with. I'm going to go down the list of things that the questions open for discussion in Mike's email. First one, we've already talked about, non-vaccinated. That's not an issue. Encourage PPE and social distancing while at site. We're going to do that. And participating versus the other. So the first 3 points we've already covered. Accommodating surrounding clubs. We've drawn guests from nearby clubs. Do we limit drop-ins for operating? I don't think so. I think as long as they follow our rules and they know what they are, that's whether they're from Howell or Timbuktu, doesn't matter. If they want to come, they can come. The only issue would be if somebody came with 50 people and we already had 51 people there, then we would be over the 100-person limit, but I don't really think that's going to be a problem. So I would think that we would want to encourage other clubs and drop-ins. And we don't have to worry about, are they vaccinated or not? We've already discussed that. So as long as they have masks, and if masks are required in particular situations, they go along with that, I think we're all set. Public drop-ins.
Same thing.
Really, I don't see how it's any different. Do we want to advertise it in the South Lyon Gazette or whatever the heck it is? Or just put signs out, or how do we want to handle that, Mike? As the field day committee, you're the committee chairman, are you not?
Yeah, Eric is. Oh,
Okay. See, you guys got to tell me these things. All right, Eric, you're on the spot.
I have mixed feelings both ways about doing it. One, I think, yes, we should for our exposure and to help try to interest people in joining the club and getting into amateur radio. In past years, it really, on the other hand, though, in past years, we really haven't gotten that many people for the amount of work we put into running the GOTA station, making it maintained, all that.
And we're not going to have a GOTA station this year, so.
True, and we're not going to have a GOTA station this year, which is what I was getting to next. And my point was that we decided not to have one because of the, I would say, more health and sanitary reasons of, passing the microphone, passing the logging computer, having to sanitize between everyone doing that.
Yeah.
That creates a little more hassle, I think, than what we want. Plus, I think that opens the club up to potential problems if someone was to, something was to happen, that it's a public open event type nature.
Right.
Not that I've heard of anyone ever suing or anything, but we all know this world we live in. So,
Well,
so I think we put it up on the ARRL site as a listed field day location. Maybe put a couple signs up, but not as many as we have in past years, all the way out to the entrance of the park and anything. If people are driving by, walking by, there's disc golfers, they ask, that kind of thing.
so in essence, a site, a sign at the site.
Yes,
Up
at
on
the
the
site.
hill.
At the site, just so people understand what's going on, some
Right.
information, that kind of thing. But we limit it as much as we can.
It's
Well-
a pretty visible spot. The few
Yeah.
times I've seen public folks come in, it's usually because they saw the antennas up on the hill and wondered what was going on.
Yeah.
They didn't follow the signs in. They were just curious about the antennas.
Everybody else think that's the way to handle that?
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, I would recommend we have some simple signage up for the public that indicates what the expectations are.
Yep, and we can make that up too easily.
All right.
I'm guessing most of our public visitors will be disc golfers who come over to figure out what's happening.
Yep.
Yep. And they see a big tower set up where their frisbees are landing,
Yeah.
tripping over guy wires, and hopefully not tripping over guy wires, but
Okay. Next topic is GOTA station. We've already said that we're not going to do that. I think that's the right thing to do. I didn't even think about the sanitizing between people, and
The
that would be tough.
CDC has said there's a 1 in 10,000 chance of picking it up that way. I'm not sure it's really worth a huge effort to do that.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't either, but I'm just thinking the from a public eye, if we weren't, that would raise some potentially raise some questions versus not doing it. And I
Yeah.
think
Right.
I think that adds a level of complexity that we didn't want to have to deal with. You know, next year we can revisit the GOTA. I like the GOTA, but I think at the same time, even next year, it potentially won't be coming back just due to the workload of it.
Just have to figure out if the juice is worth the squeeze.
Yep.
Because I mean, I don't know how many people we even had stop by 2 years ago.
Yep.
Or go to handful maybe.
Exactly.
And
So
to have someone sit there all day for nothing
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really a fun duty.
It depends. Some years it becomes a social spot where everybody just gathers and chats.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And we can do,
I don't,
and we can do that just as well in the food tent.
yeah, neither of which we're going to have this year.
Okay, all right.
we'll have a place to, we'll have a couple tables set up and stuff, but we're not doing it's bring your own food type environment. We're not, catering it or
We're not having planned meals for the people that are there.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah, there's a brewery within walking distance. So what else do you need?
Yeah, and there's other food choices around just to, bring a cooler and whatever.
Yeah, there are all sorts of choices right down the hill there. So
Yep.
well, it's 6 minutes until Lewis has to leave, and I think we've covered everything we needed to cover. Any issues that anybody wants to bring up that we should discuss?
Well, just a question, the rest of it, the site plan and antenna layout and whatnot, that'll still be developed and
That will still be developed. I think that I think after today's meeting that can go forward much quicker now that we have a game plan in
Right.
place.
Porta potty?
I was about to contact them this week or last week, but with this meeting coming up, I wanted to see what the plan was. So we will be requesting that.
Good.
Eric, are you going to send out another Survey Monkey again just to get it?
Yep, I will.
I checked the link the other day and I don't think anyone's gone to it since
Nope.
we.
I will. I actually killed that link. You can still view it, but I don't think you can vote on it.
Okay.
But I will be sending out some emails and I'll get you one, Mike, for what the meeting topic is.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Everybody realizes that this coming Sunday is the next informational meeting, and it is going to be about field day. And Eric agreed to either do it or have somebody else from the committee do it. So any change on that, Eric?
Nope, I will be doing it.
Okay, thank you. Once I get your topic information, I will send out an email to all of the membership and let them know that this Sunday is a Zoom meeting to discuss field day for the year.
You should have that later tonight.
Okay, thank you. I'll get it out tomorrow then.
Okay.
Anything else that we need to discuss?
I'm good.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, for giving the time to this meeting. And I think it was a good idea that we had it. Mike, as I said, you were so succinct in your message. I didn't have to do much at all. You said it all. And I think that we've covered everything. And I think we've got a good plan. And with the field day site, as well as people working from field day at home, I think we're going to have as good a time as we could with COVID being what it is. So I'm looking forward to it. With that, I will adjourn the meeting and everybody can say bye-bye.